As we discussed in previous video, many people in the spiritual community are tired and worn out from all the trauma, struggle and conflicts in the matrix. And they want to leave and go to a better place, whether it's back to source, to a higher, more peaceful dimension, or to merge with their higher self. They want something much better than the 3D matrix we are currently stuck in. However, those who have read the Wes Penre papers, WPP, and listened to our videos understand that we, although going to a much better place than this one, are not going to some paradise. The universal exploration and the learning process continue. We have even suggested that there are wars in the car. This is usually not what people want to hear. At the first glance, it seems like something similar to what we experience here. Thus, why bother? Why would we exchange one prison with another? Fortunately, it's not quite like that, and we'll now explain further what the WPP really say and what we've hinted at in more recent videos as well. To begin with, let's review the purpose of the soul's mission in the 100% universe. The sole reason why the Divine Feminine, Source, split herself into soul splinters, such as us, was because she wanted to explore and learn about herself from different and separate individual perspectives. Thus, the universe was created in the first place. Each soul is having her own personal experiences, which then contributes to the whole. Hence, the Divine Feminine, DF, is as enlightened as the summary of the experiences of all souls in the universe. And she is still learning. She is far from all-knowing. If we would go back to Source after our experiences on Earth, it would mean that we are done exploring ourselves in relation to others in the universe. The DF's learning process is complete, and there is nothing else to learn. If we think about it, this is not the case. We humans are only in the beginning of our journey, and there is so much more to learn. The same principles apply to star races in the Ka overall universe. Have they learned everything about themselves that they possibly can? No. If all souls in the universe knew everything there is to learn, going back to Source would probably be the next step, and this universe would implode and cease to exist. However, souls in the universe are only in the beginning of exploring and learning. The Ka is still young and immature. As we have discussed earlier, souls are still being born in the Ka, and their journey has just begun. It's nothing different from a baby being born on Earth. This baby then needs to learn as he or she goes along. The entire life of the soul is a learning process from beginning to end. In the Ka, entire star races are being born as they speak, and they need to evolve into becoming created gods. Even then, there are levels of created gods. They learn to create worlds and constructs responsibly, and then it's time to become overseers of star systems, galaxies, and eventually universes. After that, I don't know what will happen. Regardless, we can see that it's a long process. We are far from done yet, even after having exited the matrix. The souls are in a constant state of evolution and on a continuous journey towards maturity. The human soul group, on the other hand, is already evolved in the sense that we are natural-born creator gods, and when we are leaving the matrix, being creator gods in the Ka is our next step, at least for those who choose to. The reason why there are wars in the Ka, based on our research, is because star races and star beings are evolving and maturing. They go through stages, just as we do. It can take a long time before a star race or a star being becomes a true creator God with all the responsibility that's involved in the process. In some cases, wars and conflicts are involved until souls learn their lessons. Just as with the human experiment, star races are usually left alone to evolve. However, they are not restricted to a 3D existence, but can nano-travel to other dimensions by extracting their fires. This is something they learn to do as they mature. Creator gods create stars and worlds for star races to evolve in, and some of the stars, worlds, or constructs that a certain creator god or creator gods create are made with the purpose of housing new star races, while other constructs are tailor-made for more mature star races to explore and evolve in. Each construct in these cases has their own rule set and or purpose. Star beings who have matured to a point where they are willing to leave their original birthplace can then choose where they want to go and continue their evolution, using one or more of the creator god's constructs. I've seen the term sandboxes thrown around by a few researchers, and I think that's a good analogy. Before the human experiment was created by the Queen and her helpers, it seems like she was not entirely satisfied with the evolution in the car. She was considering that there must be a better and faster way to evolve souls. Thus the human soul group was created. The intention was to see whether souls in a harsh environment and with a wide range of emotions could speed up the universal evolution. Evolution in the car was and is very slow, and she thought there must be an improved way to tackle this. By being equipped with this full range of emotions, humans were supposed to learn much more about themselves in a much faster speed, becoming wiser, more loving, experienced, and compassionate, with a fuller understanding of other star beings and how they act and react. Apparently, the creator gods out in the car lacked this understanding to some degree, and their creations lack some qualities. If we can gain the lacking qualities, the entire evolutionary process in the universe would speed up. And indeed, regardless of what humans have had to go through, it has sped up our evolution, at least tenfold compared to the evolution in the car, from our understanding. The human experiment was supposed to be a quicker route to becoming more experienced creator gods. If this had turned out as planned, the Queen would implement this pilot project on other planets as well, and perhaps make it a norm. Star races from all over the universe curiously and excitingly followed our process in the beginning of the experiment, until Enki took over and quarantined us in the Matrix. Since then, star races in the car have gained very limited knowledge about how the experiment has proceeded. Before the invasion, the experiment went fine, and it seemed like the Namlu'u, the original humans, would be able to achieve these goals. As mentioned in earlier videos and in the WPP, the Queen has been close to terminating the entire experiment, but many star races objected, still wanting to give us a fair chance. Because there is no hierarchy in the car, the Queen listens to the overall opinions from other star races as well, and she has thus far decided to hold off a little bit more. However, Ariel and I are not up to date with what she is planning at this moment. When we consider our future life in the car, we tend to compare it with our current situation, in which we are tired and overwhelmed. However, this is not an accurate assessment, because what is awaiting us is something much better than what we have here. We will become creator gods, able to use our thoughts, intentions, imagination, and creative abilities to create worlds. both for ourselves and for other star beings. This to me is very exciting. Moreover, we will have access to both our own inner dimensions and those mirrored in the outside universe. It will be up to us what we create, and we can improve as we go along, just like we improve the construct of a house here on Earth if we are not satisfied. However, in the Ka, we create from dimensions and in densities that are less solid than here, and we will create with our thoughts. Also, we've said this before, but to say it again, creation in the Ka is not supposed to be a traumatizing event. It's supposed to be fun and uplifting. If you have ever followed your passion in this life and done what you like the most, how did you feel? Excited and happy? If so, that's just a foretaste of what is awaiting. Ariel and I are curious to hear about your thoughts on this video. With the above in mind, how do you feel about becoming a creator god? What is your impression about the life in the Ka? Any comments whatsoever are highly encouraged and appreciated.